Hey, what's up everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that it's time for another live Q&A all about dropshipping and making money online, cryptocurrencies, NFTs. This is kind of an ask me anything type hour where you can just come in here and ask me any questions that you guys have about all the different ways that I talk about making money online on this channel. So primarily what we talk about on this channel is dropshipping onto different marketplaces like eBay and Facebook Marketplace. The really cool thing about that is that when we're selling on those marketplaces, we don't have to worry about driving traffic to our listings because the people, the buyers, are already there. They're already at the marketplace ready to purchase from us. So we don't have to worry about building our own website and driving traffic there. In addition, we use a dropshipping model, which allows us to sell a huge variety of items without actually holding any physical inventory. So it's very beginner friendly, very low risk. And it's really how I was able to quit my job and leave the corporate world and be able to become a full-time entrepreneur at this point. Since then, we talked about other stuff on this channel like cryptocurrencies and NFTs as well. That's the latest thing we've been talking about. So if you have questions about any of that stuff, just let me know in the live chat. I do these lives every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure to come because that's your guaranteed way to get your question answered, is to come early and ask your question early. All right. Edward has a question that says, hey, Paul, if I list products into shops, should I then take them off of Marketplace? Really good question, man. So if those of you who don't know, I've been selling on Facebook Marketplace for over a year now. So Facebook has a built-in marketplace, very similar to like Craigslist, where you can list up items for sale. And over a year ago, I started drop shipping onto there, meaning I would sell customers items on Facebook, sell items to customers on Facebook Marketplace. And then once those items sold, I would turn around and buy them from Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, places like that. So again, very simple business model right there. Now, about 6 months ago, Facebook unlocked a feature that kind of took Facebook Marketplace to the next level. It's called Facebook Shops. So what Facebook Shops is, you actually open up your own storefront. So it's a little bit more like a legit business on Facebook. Like you actually have a business page on Facebook instead of just being an individual selling on Marketplace. So you will actually create a shop and you put items into the shop. But the great thing is that all the items you add to the shop will be pushed to Facebook Marketplace. So you're still selling in the same place, because at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that you want to be selling on a marketplace. A marketplace is a very valuable place to be. That is where the customers already are. You don't want to waste your time trying to get people to visit your shop because you have to get the traffic there. But if the items are pushed to Facebook Marketplace, well, then you don't have to worry about it because the customers are already on Facebook Marketplace. So it's basically two different ways to sell in Facebook Marketplace, either directly as an individual or through a shop. Now, there are so many benefits to using Facebook Shops. One of the primary ones is that you get a lot of automation with shops that you don't get with just regular Facebook Marketplace. So they're great to set up Facebook Shops. So Edward wants to know, he already has some items listed on Facebook Marketplace, and now he listed them into shops. Should he now delete them from Facebook Marketplace because they're already being listed on Facebook Marketplace through shops, so he has the same item twice in Facebook Marketplace? So Edward, that's up to you. I mean, if you want to keep running two different kind of avenues, if you want to keep running your Facebook Marketplace and you want to do Facebook Shops at the same time, then you should leave both. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to transition more to Facebook Shops, which is what I did, then you do want to, then feel free to delete anything from Facebook Marketplace and stop selling there. Like I said, I think Facebook Shops is the next iteration. It's the next level when it comes to Facebook Marketplace. So I want to get as much into Facebook Shops as I can. Oh, by the way, guys, so I know some people might notice I got a pretty nasty cut, or maybe it's too far away, you guys can't see it, but I got a pretty nasty cut in my eye yesterday. So I'll tell you guys that story in a few minutes. Let me get through some more of these questions because it's a little bit of an embarrassing story, but I'll tell in a few minutes. Someone remind me to tell that story. All right. Beauty and Beyond says, hey, Paul, I want to open a Facebook shop. Do I need to have an existing account? I think you mean an existing Facebook account. Or can I open a new account with my business name? I closed my personal Facebook 5 years ago. So this is a bit tricky because Facebook really doesn't like new accounts, unfortunately. They see them as potentially problematic. They want to make sure that who's on their platform is really who they say they are, especially if those people like us are going to start selling to other Facebook customers. So that's why if you're selling on Facebook Marketplace, which again is done through your individual profile, then you definitely want to use your existing Facebook account. You don't want to set up a new Facebook account just for Facebook Marketplace. Now, the great thing is that if you start selling on Facebook Marketplace, you can hide it from your friends and family. There's a feature inside of Facebook Marketplace for that. With Facebook Shops, though, so the trouble is, so let me back up. So with Facebook Marketplace, if you have a new account, you might not have all the features unlocked that you would with an existing older account. So that's why I always encourage people to use existing older Facebook accounts. With Shops, I'm honestly not sure if you have a brand new Facebook account, whether you'll be able to unlock a Facebook shop and all the features that we need. That is a good question. I'm sorry, I don't have the answer to it. I'll reach out to some people who might know the answer, but I'm just not sure. I mean, my gut is telling me that the older and more seasoned your Facebook account is, the better, especially even for something like Facebook Shops. But I honestly just don't know. I'm not sure about that. How long does it take to get top rated on eBay? That's not something I would worry about as a dropshipper, getting top rated. There are some benefits to being top rated on eBay, but the benefits don't really apply for us as dropshippers. And it's kind of like it's one of those targets that are so hard to hit, even when you're not a dropshipper. And when you are a dropshipper, it gets even harder. And it's just really no benefit to it. So I wouldn't worry at all about getting top rated. Yeah, so you're saying that you used to be top rated. You lost it, and now you're trying to get it back. I wouldn't worry about it. As long as you're above standard, that's what you want. You want to be above standard here. So if you do fall below standard, so on eBay, they give you different ratings based on how well you are selling and your account health and your account metrics. It's below standard, above standard, and then top rated. You want to be above standard. That's where you want to be. Top rated, again, not really important. Below standard, not good, because if you're below standard for too long, then you can get penalized for it. So you don't want that to happen. So stay above standard. And this is pretty, I would say, obvious stuff. Things like make sure you're uploading tracking numbers, not canceling orders for being out of stock, you're shipping out items on time or uploading tracking numbers on time, answering customer questions, responding to cases, responding to returns. All that stuff matters, and you do all that and you're going to be totally, totally fine. This is all stuff I cover in my course so that everyone knows like A to Z exactly what to do and what not to do in order to run a successful store. What is the best category I would recommend for selling as a beginner? So I just released a video Sunday, so that was 2 days ago, talking about this exact thing. So go check out that video. I talk about the 5 best categories to be selling in when you're selling on eBay, especially for beginners. So check out that whole video because that's going to give you everything that you need. Okay, so Wally wants to know, is TikTok a good app or a bad app? Okay, so I don't know what you mean by good or bad. I mean, I enjoy using it. I've used it before, and for both consuming content and making content. It's a lot of fun to watch those videos, but it's very, very addicting. I chose to delete it from my phone because I just got sucked in too much into watching all those short clips. Now, for making content, it's a great place for making content because you can get a lot of attention really fast. But for me, it just wasn't worth the trade-off of constantly being sucked into it. Okay, George wants to know, and sorry if I feel if I'm a little off today. I'm using some new technology, so I'm just kind of getting used to it. I actually made this system. There's a teleprompter in front of me and an iPad. So I'm actually, instead of having to look down at my computer screen to read all the comments, I can now see the comments right here and while still looking at the camera. But I'm still getting used to it. I just feel a little bit off because I'm used to looking down at my computer first. So just a bit of a learning curve here. And I hit my head. So that might be why I'm a little off too. All right. Okay, George wants to know, is there a video on drop shipping for Facebook Marketplace? I don't have a video on that, George, because that's not, for wholesale. Wait, what's the question? Is there a video on drop shipping wholesale for Facebook Marketplace? There's not a video on that, George, only because I don't do that. On eBay, I do a lot of wholesale drop shipping. On Facebook Marketplace, I don't. So when I first started drop shipping on eBay, the only type of drop shipping that I did was retail drop shipping. So that was where I would list up items for sale on eBay, and I would get the listings from Home Depot, Walmart, Amazon back then. And once the item sold, I would then purchase them from those websites and ship it to my eBay customer. That's how the whole thing started. Now, as time went on, eBay changed their rules, things changed, competition changed, and I found that I pivoted, started doing wholesale drop shipping, and I really like that model. I think that's a much more sustainable model, and it's a more kind of legitimate business, I guess you could say. So I'm really happy with the results with that. So that's what I'm moving more and more towards, doing mostly wholesale drop shipping on eBay. But on Facebook Marketplace, as soon as I started, I went right back to retail drop shipping onto Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shops. And the reason for that is simply because it's so simple and easy. Not a lot of people are doing it yet, so the competition is super, super low. So our margins are fantastic with retail drop shipping on Facebook Marketplace. They're just as good as wholesale on eBay, or better actually. And the software that we use allows us to automate a lot of that onto Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shops. And that only works with with retail suppliers. So retail is working really, really strong on Facebook Marketplace. If it becomes too saturated, if it changes in the future, yes, we'll adapt and use wholesale. But for right now, it's working. I like to keep it simple. I love retail dropshipping because of the simplicity and the automation of it. So I'm going to keep it up for as long as it keeps working. Let's see. Joe has a question. Joe says, is it normal for my organic impressions to be higher than my promoted impressions? It can be, Joe. So Joe's paying eBay to promote his listings. So normally when you list items onto eBay and someone searches for that item, your item will show up organically in the search results. So let's say you list up a desk. Then if someone's searching for a desk and it matches enough of what they're searching for, what you have, yours will show up. Maybe it's on page 1, maybe it's on page 3, lots of factors go into that. So that is organic. But you can pay to get your listing ranked higher, basically. So if someone searches for table, instead of showing up on page 3, maybe it'll show up on page 1. Now, impressions are how often your items are seen. So if your organic impressions are higher than your promoted impressions, it simply means that your promoted listings, it could mean that your promoted listings just aren't working that great. There's a number of reasons that might be happening. One reason it might be happening is if you didn't set up the campaign correctly. The campaign will ask you how much of a percentage you want to be charged. The higher the percentage, the more likely it is that you will show up on page 1. And there's some other factors as well. But that's what you look at. Honestly, I always try organic promoted listings. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And when it works, great. But mostly I'm concentrating on organic traffic. So I'm trying to make sure I have good keywords in my title and my description and good main images and the right category as well. And that to me is a lot more important. It's also cheaper as well. All right, Lynn says, are virtual assistants recommended to help you build a bigger business? Are they trustworthy? Great question, Lynn. So VAs are virtual assistants, and we hire them from countries like the Philippines. So they have a lower cost of living there. So we wouldn't pay them the same salary that we would pay a worker here in the United States, but it's still a good wage for them. Now, the cool thing is that because something like dropshipping is 100% online, you can have a virtual assistant help you run your dropshipping business and run every aspect of it because they don't have to be with you in a physical location. It's not like they have to box up items or ship them out. As long as you can do everything online, so can they, which is why dropshipping and virtual assistants work so well together. I love virtual assistants. I think is one of the keys to success when it comes to a successful dropshipping business and one that is more automated and passive. But you have to build up to that point. You can't just start an eBay store or a Facebook Marketplace store and hire a virtual assistant and expect them to grow your store for you. I always grew my own stores and then hired a virtual assistant during that process to learn the ropes, learn how I operate, learn what it is I need them to do, and then slowly they start taking over more and more of my work. That is the way that I recommend you do it, but it does help you build a bigger business because you're just one person. Even if you have 50 hours a week to devote to your business, which I know you probably don't because you probably have a job, you probably have family, you probably have hobbies, so you don't have 50 hours. But let's just say you are working 50 hours on your business. You're capped there. You can't work more than that. But if you hire a virtual assistant, now you can do your 50 hours plus their 40 hours or 35 hours. You hire another one, you add another 35 to 40 hours, and soon you don't have to work as much. So that's really the way it is while still building up your business. That's the value of virtual assistants. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Thanks for being here, man. Can you make money with an aged eBay account? Yeah, I'm not sure why you think you wouldn't. How does virtual payments work? I'm not sure. Not sure what you're talking about by virtual payments. Antifa says, if an eBay account is closed, does all the account info get deleted as well? And can you reuse the same info to make another eBay account? If your eBay account was suspended indefinitely, which is very rare, very rarely happens, but if it does happen, so basically eBay says you are never allowed to sell on eBay ever again because you really messed up, or we think you're a danger to the community because we think you're going to defraud them somehow. If that happens, then you cannot set up a new eBay account unless you set up what's called a stealth account. But if you close your eBay account, can you set up a new one? I would guess so. I've never heard of anyone closing their eBay account so permanently and trying to come back, but I guess that would be okay. I don't see why that wouldn't be an issue. But I would first try to access your original account if you can. What time is it? Okay. Tell my story in a few minutes. Is there software for title builder for your product? Yeah, just Google Title Builder. It's a website. It's free to use. That's the one that I always use for building titles for my products. That I recommend to beginners. I don't really use it anymore because I think my virtual assistants use it, but I don't really use it because over time you just get better at building titles. You wouldn't need the software, but in the beginning, Title Builder is really, really helpful to have, and it's free. How do you get the shipping option for a new Facebook account? So for a new Facebook account, again, this is one of the reasons it said use your existing Facebook account, because a new Facebook account it's not going to have the shipping option available right away. So it's something you have to wait for. So that doesn't mean you can't drop ship. There are other ways you can drop ship. This is one of the secrets I teach inside my course, but it's definitely a lot easier if you have the shipping option. So use an existing Facebook account. It's just a lot easier. You'll be able to start selling and drop shipping with the shipping option right away. Jeff says, so a question about virtual assistants. Do you recommend paying a virtual assistant per hour to work on your Facebook shop or like a percentage of sales? I've never done a commission-based salary or percentage of sales. For me, it's always been a set rate, either hourly rate or a set salary. So I'll say I'm paying you X amount every week or X amount every month or by the hour, depending on how you want to do it. You can I've definitely given them bonuses if they've done a lot of work or had to work later or something like that, or a very busy time, but generally it's just a set salary. I don't really see many people doing a split like that. Friendly reminder to tell the story. Okay. All right. I'll tell the story. So it's not a very exciting story. So this cut, can you guys see it? Let me get a little closer. See it. It's not that bad. But so I bought an Oculus, a VR headset 2 days ago, and started downloading some games, started playing with it. I've never owned one. I've played it maybe twice before. So I was like really excited. It's like a lot of fun going around, like shooting people, got a lightsaber, battling people. It was a lot of fun. And I was right next to my desk here in my office, and I hit my hand. I was like, oh my gosh, I hit my hand so hard. I was like, this is really stupid. I should not be playing my Oculus so close to this desk. And then I kept playing. I just kept playing. And then I was moving around, dodging some bullets, and it was just wham, slammed against the desk. The Oculus slammed into my face somehow. I got this really nasty gash. I was bleeding all night. I was like, oh my God, how stupid can I be? How stupid can I be? But one of the reasons I got that Oculus is because I was doing some research on whether or not you can dropship in the metaverse. So there's a video coming out Sunday all about dropshipping in the metaverse. So you guys should definitely check it out. It's a fun video. And I got hurt after that video, so you guys won't see the carnage happen. Unfortunately, did not get that on camera. But I'm okay. Just a little bit of a gash and a little puffy eye. Okay, can you get approved for Facebook shops without an LLC? Yeah, you can. I always recommend people to get an LLC before they start something like a Facebook shop, but it's not needed. You can do without an LLC. My pleasure. Okay. Lynn says, is Zeek Analytics for eBay or is it helpful for Facebook Marketplace? I have not bought it, but watched an interesting YouTube on it. So Lynn, Zeek Analytics is primarily designed for selling on eBay. What it is a product research tool. So it will help you quickly find profitable products to sell on eBay. And it's made by dropshippers for dropshippers, but you don't even have to be a dropshipper to use it. If you do retail arbitrage, if you do wholesale, even if you're going to retail stores, so retail arbitrage, then you can use it because it will show you the most popular products that are selling, and then you can go out and find those same products, whether you're dropshipping or sourcing them locally or whatever. Really, really powerful tool. It's one I've been using for years and years, but can you also use it for Facebook Marketplace? Yes, absolutely. Inside my course, my Facebook course, I teach how we use Zeek Analytics for Facebook Marketplace, even though it really is giving us data about eBay. But that data really helps us as Facebook sellers, because I found that if items are selling well on eBay, there's a really good chance they're going to sell well on Facebook Marketplace as well. So Zeek Analytics gives us data about how well products are selling on eBay, and then we can sell those same products on Facebook Marketplace, basically. Yeah, it's not that straightforward, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. All right. My pleasure. 9 in chat. What happened to your lives, brother? I don't know. I'm not sure how many people are here. What does it say? No, we got 50 here. Don't psych me out, man. So Sanjana says, hey, I asked you last week whether you use Payoneer, and you said no. So what do you use? I'm a little bit confused by this question. I get this question a lot. People ask me, how do you connect Payoneer to eBay? Stuff like that. When you're selling on eBay, you get paid by eBay and the money gets transferred directly to your bank account. So when you're setting up your eBay account, you connect up a bank account. Now, some people will connect up instead a Payoneer account, but I didn't do that. I connected it with a bank account. And if you're here in the United States, that is the recommended way to do it. Connect your eBay account with a bank account. Then when eBay pays you, they'll send the money directly to your bank account. So that's it. All right. Mike says, for your eBay stores, is your wholesale store more profitable than the retail? Also for Facebook, do you have separate accounts for retail and wholesale? So I'll answer the second question first because it's faster. For Facebook, no, I only do retail drop shipping on Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shops. I explained why that is before, so if you have to go back and listen to that. Wholesale is more profitable because the margins are higher. So if you have the same item and you're sourcing it from a wholesale supplier and you're also sourcing it from a retail supplier, it's going to be cheaper from the wholesale supplier. So when you list that item, even if you list it at the same price, you'll still make more money if you're doing it with wholesale. So it's definitely more profitable. Can you please tell us Supplier for the UK? Unfortunately, I can't because I'm not based in the UK, so I don't really have the experience of what suppliers I work with in the UK. Zeek Analytics start plan good? I'm not sure what you're asking. I am based in UAE, United Arab Emirates, I guess. Please let me know what I can sell in the US with the help of Facebook Marketplace. Unfortunately, I can't help you, to be honest, because I'm coming from the position of being someone in the United States selling to customers in the United States using a United States Marketplace. So some of the struggles you're going to have, I don't know about. I can't really answer that question because I don't know what hurdles you have to get over in order to sell the same products I do in the same place, unfortunately. Just got to be honest about that. Bob says, how many orders can you fill with the same credit card? So when you're drop shipping, one of the things that's really important is that you get a good credit card because you're going to be placing a lot of orders. Your orders are going to be coming in from your marketplace, and then you're going to go to your supplier, whether it's retail or wholesale, and buying it with your credit card. And then once the money is released to you by the marketplace, you can then use that money to pay off the credit card. So you do have to have that credit card, ideally a cashback or points-based one, because you will rack those up. So that's really critical to have that. Don't sleep on cashback or points. How many can you put on a credit card? It depends on your limit. So every credit card comes with a different limit. Like I have one that has a $50,000 limit, so I could put $50,000 on that card, and then I have to pay it off. So that depends on you. I mean, if each product is $1, then I could put 50,000 orders on that same credit card. If each order is $10,000, then I can only put 5 orders on that credit card. That's what really matters. Sure, just ask the question here in the chat. That's what it's here for. Mina says, I'm trying to set up my Facebook Marketplace, but I can't get past the tax verification. I've contacted them for 4 weeks. What do you suggest? It's really warm here considering it's winter. So yeah, you just gotta bug the heck out of them. You gotta send them so many messages several times a day. And my theories behind why this works is, you send the right message at the right time to the right person, and it gets to the right person, and then you're gold. But a lot of these messages, I think, just get lost. So I would just send multiple every day. Ricardo says, hey, Paul, do you see dropshipping lasting for the next couple of years, or can you see it going by the wayside? And what's more profitable, marketplace or shops? Ricardo, I do see dropshipping being around for the next couple of years and more in some iteration. I mean, if you had asked me 5 years ago when I started dropshipping, whether I'd be dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace, I would have said no. If you had told me 5 years ago I would be doing wholesale dropshipping, I would have said no way. But things change, right? We have to adapt. We have to find the latest trends that work, and you just got to be willing to adapt. So yes, I'd see it still working, but it's going to change, and you just got to adapt with that if you want to keep doing it. What's more profitable, marketplace or shops? Shops is more profitable. Even though the items are ending up in the same place, Ricardo, for some reason, what we see is that even though they end up in the same place, shops gets more sales. So something we said about that. I'm in Italy and currently dropshipping products on eBay. I'm not sure. I think it could, but as long as they're coming from US-based suppliers, that should be fine. How can I find Facebook shops? Okay, so Facebook shops is one of those like elusive things, elusive unicorn. Okay, it was when Facebook shops first started to come out really last year in the way that we needed it to. It was so difficult to figure out how to set up a Facebook shop in a way that actually worked. So I had to spend a lot of time figuring it out. Now I teach to my students inside my course, so it's very straightforward once you figure it out, but the difficulty of figuring it out is just perplexing. Why did they make it so difficult? I don't know, but it's kind of hidden. But there are steps to do it, but I can't just talk through it. There are many steps. This is why I teach it inside my course. Van says, what are your thoughts on retail arbitrage alongside dropshipping or in general? I think retail arbitrage is awesome. I have lots of friends that do it. Steve Rakin does it over at Rake and Profit. Maxwell Carter does it. So many of my friends do it. The problem with it for me is that I like businesses that I can run from my computer while traveling and while at home. I've never really been a person that has stayed still very long. In the past 5 years, I've moved around quite a bit and traveled full time for 2 years. I never would have been able to do that had I been doing retail arbitrage for my main income. Drop shipping, though, I can do that from the road. I can do that while traveling. So, what the heck is this? Oh my goodness. My computer is just, I don't know if you guys can still see me. Let me know if you can still see me. My whole computer is just not happy right now. I have a lot going on, I think. So let me quit some stuff. Here. All right, so let me get rid of this. And it wouldn't even let me play the camera. That's so interesting. Oh. Wow. Total shutdown. What the heck happened there? Is that really too much for it to handle? I don't even know if I'm still live anymore. All right, guys, I don't know. Am I back? My virtual assistant's here, so she'll let me know if I'm back. I think I had too much going on my computer. Like I said, I was trying out that new screen, and I think the whole thing just got overwhelmed, which is very surprising because it's a brand new computer. I don't know what happened there. All right, let me try to figure out where I left off. I will not use that fancy monitor thing. I'm definitely not going to pick up where I left off because I don't know where that was. Let's see. Please smash the thumbs up button. Thanks to the reminder. All right, taxes. What taxes do you have to pay for drop shipping? So you do have to pay income tax on anything that you earn. So that's profit. So let's say you buy this water bottle for $5, you sell it for $10. You don't pay tax on the $10, you pay tax on the difference between $5 and $10. This is not financial advice. This is not tax advice. Talk to a CPA. So you do get taxed on profit. So yeah, just like anything else, government takes your money. I received, okay, which way am I going here? When does negative feedback disappear? It really doesn't disappear. But it really doesn't matter. I don't get too discouraged about negative feedback. I used to a lot, try to get all negative feedback removed. And James, you can certainly try to get that negative feedback removed by contacting eBay, contacting the customer, try to get them to change it, try to get eBay to remove it. But ultimately, just get more sales, get more positive feedback, and you're going to be fine. Did I start to sell NFTs? If yes, please give us some tips. I'll be making a video about this because I've purchased NFTs. The NFTs I have purchased so far are ones that I think have long-term potential. So I'm holding on to them in hopes that they go up in value by quite a bit over the next year, and I'll sell them later. But I haven't bought any for short-term flips yet, but I'm going to be kind of challenging myself and trying that and making a video about it, I hope. So stay tuned for a video on that. I'm looking very quiet. Are you saying that it's the audio's low? Okay. Yes, exactly. But like I said, I don't have to do that because I'm based here in the United States and I have a US bank account. And this is the way that I recommend to do it because the Payoneer method, a lot of people have issues with it. If you had to choose two entities, Facebook Marketplace and what for beginning dropshippers? Facebook Marketplace / shops and eBay dropshipping. Is CJ dropshipping considered wholesale, and have I used them? I have used them. Are they wholesale? I think they claim they are. I wouldn't necessarily really call that wholesale. And plus, I'm really focused on US-based wholesale suppliers. So that is what I'm aiming for. Can you do wholesale dropshipping on eBay without an LLC? You can. It's just going to be hard because when you are building those relationships with those suppliers, they want to work with real companies. They don't want to work with individuals usually. So the best thing to do is to form a business, form an LLC, and so that you look legitimate and they're willing to work with you. For eBay, yeah, that's a plan. Kelly Robert Brown, how do you get buyers when you are brand new to eBay? No sales, no reviews yet. So Kelly, the thing you really want to concentrate on is selling cheaper, listing up for sale cheaper items, because those items are going to sell faster. You sell those faster, you gain traction, and then you'll be able to then kind of grow your store from that. eBay likes when you get sales, even if they're cheaper sales. So you just kind of want to get the ball rolling. Prove to eBay that you're a legitimate seller. You're going to fulfill your orders. You're going to provide good customer service. Best way to do that is to get sales. And the best way to get sales, fastest way to get sales, is with cheaper items. So John has been watching my videos for the past year, taking down notes on how to start, but can't get a credit card. How much capital would you recommend to have on hand? So I would recommend a few $1,000s to start. You're going to need a credit card at some point. But you got to start out with something. Then I would do a few $1,000s to start out. All right, Loretha wants to know if there's a list of suppliers. There are lists out there of wholesale suppliers. I generally avoid lists because a lot of times those lists, usually you have to pay for them, which I'm not a fan of. If anyone ever says, hey, I have a list of wholesale suppliers, but you have to pay for that list, that's usually a red flag for me. And if they say, hey, we are like an aggregator and you can come onto our website and we have a whole bunch of wholesale suppliers on here, that's usually a red flag as well. You want to individually do research and reach out to these suppliers yourself and find ones to work with and contact them that way. Have you ever tried FBA? I'm going to be trying it really soon. I have tried in the past, but I'm going to be trying it more seriously pretty soon. All right. Yeah, this is when we were, it's when we had the technical difficulties. So thanks everyone for bearing with me. Appreciate that. I told the story before, but I'll tell it again at the end in case you guys didn't get it. It's not very glamorous. I was using an Oculus VR goggles, smashed into a table, and just cut my eye. All right, Matt says, I received an eBay account suspension. They're not being specific other than safety concerns. They told me this via email after I requested a phone call. What are my options? First of all, man, sorry this happened. They never tell you why. They never tell you the reason for the suspension, which sucks. Usually it's because this happens during account setup. I'd say 95% of the time of the suspensions that I see occur during account setup. So it's like you don't even get a chance, but it's because of something that happened during the setup process that wasn't done correctly. And I put correctly in quotes because there's probably nothing you did wrong, but eBay sees something and they're like, oh no, this doesn't look right to us, so we're just going to suspend you. So I detail all of them in the course, but things that you don't want to do, you don't want to have a VPN on when you're setting up your account. You don't want to list an item too quickly. And there's a few other things that I can't remember off the top of my head, but those are the two main ones that really cause people issues. How are the crypto bots? I'm going to be doing an update video on this next week. Some of them have done really well, others not so great, but I am up on them overall, which is great. The challenge really here is the whole crypto market has been a bit of a mess lately. It went down quite a bit in January and then is recovered a little bit and then kind of went back down. So that has been part of the challenge because these crypto bots, for those of you who don't know what they are, is instead of you going on every day onto like a exchange like Coinbase and buying some Bitcoin and then trying to sell it a little bit later for some profit and then buying it again when it's low and selling it when it's high and buying low and selling high and just trying to time that, which is difficult to do, these bots are actually set up to buy, sell, or buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, sometimes hundreds of times a day. You got little bit of profit every single time, but it adds up. They work. They 100% work. I learned this from this guy, Dan. I took a course how to do it, and they absolutely work. The problem with them is that you're still holding the underlying asset. So you're trading, the crypto bot will trade like Bitcoin against the US dollar. So it will buy some Bitcoin and then sell it for US dollar, and buy some Bitcoin and sell it for the US dollar. But if the trend's going like this, like it's still going down. So all the Bitcoin you're having is losing value, even if you're making money on the bots. But as long as you keep holding it, Bitcoin will go back up, and then you'll be back overall profitable. That's for some coins. Other coins that have only gone up and they've wiggled like that. So I've made money on both the bot and as the price went up as well. And the really cool thing is that I got into some of these coins that I otherwise wouldn't have because of the crypto bots. So not only am I making money because it's going like this, but also making money because the value of the coin's going up. So I'll be talking more about that. I think I'm going to make a video next week, maybe in the next couple of weeks, depending on other content I have lined up. But overall, pretty good for that. That's actually been the way I've made the most money from crypto so far. Other ways I'm looking at are buying and holding. I've bought into, I think, about 10 different projects around the first couple of weeks in January and put $1,000 into each of them and just going to see what happens over the next year with them. Some projects, some coins I'm more bullish on, so I bought more. And so we'll see what happens. And then I'm doing NFTs as well, buying and selling NFTs. Basic Info Playbook says some of my listings disappeared off of AutoDS. They were active, the supplier didn't go out of stock, they just disappeared. I don't know. So if they disappeared off of both, that tells me that they were probably deleted from AutoDS, and then AutoDS then deleted them from eBay. But I don't know what happened. You might want to reach out to them and ask them. Yeah, a lot of people still use multiple location for the item location. Do I list any wholesale suppliers in any of your courses? So when you join the eBay dropshipping course, you automatically get enrolled or get access to the wholesale course as well. So you basically get two courses for one, the retail dropshipping and the wholesale dropshipping. Inside the wholesale dropshipping, I point you in the direction of some wholesale suppliers, but I don't tell you specifically which ones to use, because then everyone would use them and it just wouldn't work. One of the valuable things about wholesale is that it's not very saturated, and that would saturate it. So you still need a credit card for what I talked about before to fulfill your orders. Marketplace Titans, my Facebook course will be opening back up sometime in March, which is next month already. So expect that to be around the middle of March for that. Just make sure you get on the wait list for it. Colorado. Dan says, Amazon has been shutting down Prime accounts lately, even when I create multiple accounts. I'm still looking for a fix for this. Yeah, it is a challenge. I don't use Amazon all that much anymore. I used to dropship Amazon to eBay. I stopped doing that years ago, so that's not an issue. But when I started Facebook Marketplace, I started dropshipping from Amazon Prime again, and it was working great until this issue came up for the first time ever. Amazon basically started shutting down Prime accounts. There's a few solutions or there's really one solution that unfortunately doesn't work for Facebook Marketplace at the moment, and that's to use AutoDS, their fulfillment service. So they'll actually fulfill Amazon orders for you if you're dropshipping eBay to Amazon. Excuse me. They don't yet have that in place for Facebook Marketplace, but once they do, then that will be a way around it. In the meantime, we used to set up multiple accounts and that would work. The only thing I would ask is, are you using discounted gift cards or gift cards at all? Because if you are, that's a sure way for this not to work, for your accounts to get shut down. So I would set up multiple accounts, don't use gift cards, or do what I do and just we're using more Walmart now and not really using Amazon anymore. Is there a software for automating wholesale dropshipping on eBay? There is. Unfortunately, it's way too expensive for what it is. So it's called inventory source. So the challenging thing about inventory source is that for every supplier you want to use, it costs you $100. It just doesn't make any sense. It's way too expensive. So I tell everyone the same thing. Don't use any automation. Do it all manually. And then if you find a supplier that you're just making so much money every month with, or doing well with, then if you want to automate it, that would be worth it. But in the beginning, it just doesn't make sense to do it that way. Omar wants to know if it's good to dropship on Amazon and Walmart since he already does eBay and Facebook Marketplace. Walmart is not a good place to dropship at all, Omar. It was really, really crushing it for a little bit, and then Walmart shut it down. They shut it down hard. It is really hard to do dropshipping onto Walmart now. It was possible, but it's just too difficult now. So I wouldn't even try Walmart. Amazon has gotten more difficult as well. It's not impossible, but you have to be really, really careful with Amazon to get it to work. Same thing for eBay that I mentioned before. You want to just list up cheap items. That's what you should concentrate on, cheaper items, so you get the ball rolling with it. And make sure you're doing product research. You don't just list up any random items. Learn how to do product research to find the best items to sell, so that, or the items that will sell the fastest that people actually want. Lynn says, I paid for a Shopify store a year ago at the recommendation of another course, which didn't work out. What can I do with a fully operational shop that was professionally set up with dummy products? The best thing that I can think of for you to do is connect it up with Facebook shops. You can actually connect up Shopify with Facebook shops. And so that any items in Facebook shops will then get listed, any items listed in Shopify will then get listed to Facebook shops, which will then get listed to Facebook Marketplace if you set it up correctly. And you can even link to your Shopify store from Facebook Marketplace to kind of drive more traffic there. That is what I think would be the best thing for you to do with it. Daniel says, I tried using SKUGrid and AutoDS to reprice and restock my Facebook Marketplace items with no luck. Any ideas? So the way that I use repricing software for Facebook Marketplace is I don't use full automation. We use semi-automation. So we actually have AutoDS email us whenever there's a price or stock change, and then my team will go onto Facebook and actually make those changes ourselves. I know there is a more automated way. I don't like it. I like this semi-automated way. We started doing this on eBay as well because it adds an extra layer of protection, because now a member of my team will go in and make sure that those price and stock changes are actually accurate before those changes are actually made on eBay, or Facebook Marketplace in this case. So it does require more work, but I think it's more accurate, and then you know it's working. Yes, I do, but that's what great teams are for. So that's why I need virtual assistants. I do. I need them all. And you know what? It excites me. It's exciting for me. I would get bored if I just did the same thing over and over again. I just started these NFTs a couple of weeks ago, like buying into these, researching them. I'm loving this. I don't know if I'm going to make any money from NFTs, to be honest, but it's exciting for me. And we'll see what happens with it. At the very least, it's something fresh and exciting and new. How are some eBay stores able to manage 55,000 listings? Virtual assistants? Yeah, virtual assistants and software. That's the way they do it. Rodrigo wants to know if I'm still doing Amazon dropshipping. No, I made a video probably like 6 months ago now where I talked about why I stopped Amazon dropshipping, and haven't started it up again. I'm going to be doing something new on Amazon pretty soon though. Please smash the like button. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. My marketplace store put me on a 24-hour free. Still do not know why. Is there any way to find out? I don't know, man. I guess you could reach out to the support, check your email, see if they emailed you or spam. I don't know, man. You got to reach out to them about it. That's weird. I mentioned it before. I don't really use it. I don't use it. I like US-based wholesale suppliers. Did I have to get an EID for a Facebook shop? Do you mean an EIN? Yeah, so when I set up my LLC, I got an EIN for my LLC, and that is what I use to set up my Facebook shop. Usually, if an item sells well on eBay, Mike, then yeah, it will sell well on Facebook Marketplace as well. All right, Basic Info Playbook says, what is your opinion on the small graphics sellers add to their eBay listings? So when you're browsing eBay, you might see some images, like the main product images, that will have these little watermarks on them or badges on them that will say fast shipping, best product, or #1 seller. Those, last time I checked, are not allowed by eBay, but it's one of those things, like many of the rules on eBay, that aren't actually enforced. So I know people do them, and I see people doing them really, really successfully, but I've never done it. First reason was because it was against the rule. Obviously, it's not something they actually enforce, though. And second reason, because I don't know, I just never did it. So never had to. I don't have time to answer this. It's something I cover in my course, though. Boise. I want to visit Boise pretty bad. I hear some great things about it. Kind of been stuck in the house a bit because I'm doing so many projects, and I've actually been loving Colorado, doing some skiing stuff. Yeah, I got to get over to Boise though. I've heard such great things about it. All right, so I'm going to call it quits there because for some reason, even though it's February, it is 60 degrees here, and I wasn't anticipating that, and this room is getting really, really warm. So I am going to call it there now so I don't pass out. Thanks so much, everyone, for hanging out with me and for dealing with the slight technical difficulties. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content about how to make money online, dropshipping, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, NFTs, cryptocurrency, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.